Howdy gamers and welcome back to the channel. And today we need to talk about how Clair Obscure Expedition 33 does one thing better than any modern game out there. Now before you go crucify me in the comments, let me be very clear. Expedition 33 honestly does everything right. But instead of focusing on super addicting gameplay or the incredible story, I want to highlight something I don't think most YouTubers are talking about. And it's that the developers doesn't treat us gamers like we're stupid. One of the biggest issues I have with modern media, especially in movies and a lot of today's games, is that they feel the need to explain everything. Like how every emotion has to be spelled out, every plot point narrated like we're watching a tutorial. It's all tell, don't show. But Expedition 33 flips that on its head. It trusts you to pick up on the story through visual cues, subtle character interactions, and atmospheric world building. It respects your intelligence. It really caught me off guard with how much silence there is between the characters. In most games, the dialogue never stops. They're always talking, cracking jokes, or throwing exposition at you every 5 seconds. But in Expedition 33, the characters actually pause. There's space between their words, moments where they just exist in the world, and that silence says so much more than constant chatter ever could. It gives you time to breathe, reflect, and really feel the weight of what's happening. And that silence is not just empty space, it enhances the immersion. When the characters go quiet, you're suddenly hyper aware of your surroundings. You start paying attention to the environment, the subtle movements, and the tension in the air. And then just when the moment's right, the musical score creeps in. Not loud or overwhelming, but perfectly tuned to the emotion of the scene. It doesn't tell you how to feel, it lets you feel it. In the way the music carries the emotional weight, the characters leave unsaid, creating this unspoken connection between the player and the world. It's cinematic, but in the most restrained and respectful way possible. Music plays an absolutely massive role in Expedition 33. It's not just background noise, it's the soul of the scene. What impressed me the most is how the game doesn't rely on just one or two main themes that it recycles over and over again. That's what you'll find in a lot of modern games. One heroic track, one sad track, maybe something tense for combat, and that's it. But here, Expedition 33 treats its soundtrack like a dynamic emotional language. Each scene feels hand-scored, like the composer asks themselves, what exact feelings are we trying to pull out the player right now? And then they crafted something bespoke for that moment. With its sorrow, awe, dread, or quiet hope, the game has a piece of music that fits it perfectly. It's subtle when it needs to be and swelling with emotion when the story demands it. You don't even realize how much it's affecting you until you take a step back and realize, oh, I'm feeling this way because the music guided me here. It's a level of care and variety in the score that helps make Expedition 33 feel alive and emotionally rich in a way most games just don't anymore. Spoiler warning, the rest of this video will include specific story details from about the first hour of gameplay, so if you haven't played it yet and want to go in blind, skip to the timestamp below. Now the best example of Expedition 33's brilliance and emotional storytelling hits right at the beginning of the game during the garage. We find Gustav and Sophie standing at the edge of the docks, not saying much if anything at all. And here's the kicker, the player doesn't really know what's going on. If you went into this game blind, there's no exposition dump, no characters over-explaining the stakes or recapping events. You're just there, soaking in the tension and the quiet sadness and the strange feeling that something is deeply and horribly wrong. The only thing that guides your understanding is the atmosphere, this heavy, almost suffocating silence between the characters and the music, which slowly creeps in like a cold tide. And as time goes on, the unease builds. Not because the game tells you to feel uneasy, but because it shows you just enough to let your imagination start filling in the blanks. Right at the start, you can see Gustav wanting to say something to Sophie. His mouth moves just slightly, like he's trying to find the right words to comfort her, but nothing comes out, and this happens a couple more times. Instead, he turns away, but it almost feels like he's trying to run for what's about to happen. That quiet desperation is so human. Then suddenly, everything stops. The music, which had been quietly building tension, just cuts out. Silence. And then as a painter steps forward and changes the number, the piano notes crash down and shatters it. That one note is all it takes to tell you something irreversible just happened. And then, everyone starts disappearing. Only 4 words are spoken during the entire event. And just like that, Sophie fades away. But watch Gustav. Watch his face. No dialogue, no dramatic monologue, yet somehow we see everything. In the span of seconds, he goes from devastated to quietly sad to angry, and all without saying a single word. That expression does more than most games manage with a full cutscene of exposition. Now I'm about to play the entire scene for you, so if you want to skip ahead, the timestamp is on the bottom of the screen. But if you're sticking around, I want you to really pay attention to all the small details I just mentioned, because this scene is a masterclass in visual storytelling.
Esti tornere marina, esti l'inaki soledad, tona ora tovla, alina. Está surano take les renoir tonare fuego falso alina ai.
I'm here.
This is why Expedition 33 respects us as players. It doesn't need to hold our hands. It trusts us to feel these moments, and when it does, those feelings hit so much harder. And the most incredible thing, that scene at the docks isn't a one-off. From that moment on, Expedition 33 commits to this kind of emotional storytelling in almost every major or minor cutscene. The silence becomes the heartbeat of the entire narrative. The characters don't spell things out for you, and we as players are trusted to sit with those emotions, to understand and to feel them. It seems like this French studio perfectly understood the Japanese concept called chimoku. It's this idea that silence isn't just an empty space or something awkward to be filled with words. It's meaningful. Silence can speak, and in some cases, it speaks louder than dialogue ever could. Expedition 33 is the first game I've ever played that captures that art so perfectly. It respects silence as a form of communication, as a vessel for emotion, and as a powerful storytelling device, instead of the current gaming landscape that often leans on constant noise and dialogue. But what do you think? Do you agree that Expedition 33 respects us as gamers, or do you have other recent titles that do the exact same thing? Either way, let me know down in the comments. And if you're looking for more deep analysis of your favorite games, you should check out these videos too. And as always, if you got any value out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support means a lot and it helps me grow the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, game on.